Welcome to Park Center High School. A beautiful afternoon for Northwest Suburban Conference baseball as the Centennial Cougars pay a visit here to Park Center. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Rick Rexroth. And Rick, difficult start for Park Center. They graduated almost all of last year's team. A lot of new faces in their lineup, some young kids. Been close a few times, but still looking for that first win, and they're hoping to come out and show up well against a good Centennial team here today.
Well, the bonus of starting some of those young kids is for the future, and 8 or 10 games in, it's still tough for a 14 to 15-year-old to do well out there, but they got to feel a little more comfortable after a few times out there on the ball field this spring.
There's a look at the batting order for Centennial. Dylan Hagan, the shortstop, will lead it off. Jordan Ewings, the DH, is the number 2 hitter. Isaac Moore at third base hits third. Tucker Treadle in center field hitting fourth. Logan Davey at first base hits fifth. Brian Pearson in left hitting sixth. Keaton Kuzel at second base hits eighth. Michael Fanice, the right fielder, hits in the 8th spot. And Noah Greensweg, the catcher, hits number 9 for Centennial. And here's the defensive alignment for Park Center. Got Dan Hansen at third base. Brian Machado at shortstop. Sean Stokowski at second base and Andy Brown at first. In the outfield, left to right, Ryan Traeger, Kyle Schnobrick, and Tony Seifert. And behind the plate for the Pirates, Blake Ellefson. And doing the pitching for Park Center today is right-hander Chris Huss. He's making his 4th start this season for Park Center. Centennial, meanwhile, 7-4 coming in. 6-2 in Northwest Suburban games, and really coming off back-to-back good one-run wins for them in the conference, beating Elk River Saturday by a run, and then beating Maple Grove in a thriller on Monday. So they've really got some nice momentum going heading into this one, and really starting to look like a contender for the conference.
Well, those are high-quality wins and one-run ball games. They're well played, obviously well pitched, and we're getting into that time where you want to start finding out where those 4th or 5th pitchers are as we get toward the end of the conference play and get ready to play in the tournament. So good for Centennial to have a good start to the week.
Dylan Hagan will lead it off here for the Cougars. Hagan hitting at .282 on the year. 4 runs scored. Huss starts him with a fastball at the knees for a strike. And that one just off the outside corner, ball 1. Turns on this, but drives it foul a long way down left field way. And a 1-2 count now to Hagan.
Go, hit it up the middle.
Cougars are, haven't lit up the scoreboard tremendously, but having a decent season. There's a swing and a miss in the dirt, and there's a strikeout as Hagan will be thrown out. 2-3 on the putout, so 1 gone.
Looks like you got the curveball in the dirt, chases the ball. Catcher's got to come with it, pick it clean, doesn't. Steps inside the fair territory, throws the ball. Good work by the catcher there.
Ellefson throwing it down. So Jordan Ewings will step in now for Centennial. He's hitting at .359. He already has 5 doubles this season. Scored 6 runs and knocked in 7. I'm saying Centennial overall as a team hitting .275. Not terrible, but not out of this world. But they've played some good competition and averaging between about 4.5 runs a game. Pounded towards second. Nice big hop there, and the flip over is in time. As Stokowski throws out Ewings, and 2 gone. And Isaac Moore, the third baseman, will step in for Centennial. Moore hitting at .297, a couple of doubles, a home run, 7 driven in. Starts him with a very slow curveball that didn't miss by a whole lot. And hits this one fairly well down the left field line. A long run. It's going to be in for a hit. Moore makes a big turn, and he's going to dig for two, and he will be in standing with a double. So Isaac Moore, the first base hit of the ballgame for Centennial, as he drives it to left. They had him played about straight away and just too far to go to get this one for Traeger.
Well, obviously it's well hit, but it was still out front of the ball. He didn't get all of his weight behind there, but able to hit it far enough away from the fielder. Didn't go to the fence. It worked hard to cut the ball off, but he was digging hard and has a stand-up double with 2 outs.
They'll put Treadle on, and now Logan Davey will be the hitter. Logan Davey hitting .273, a homer, 6 runs batted in. Fouling this one straight back. So Park Center Huss getting the first 2 batters of the inning, and then the double and the intentional walk. So the Cougars with 2 on and 2 out. A little bit inside with that one. Park Center coach Brian Horonsky telling me his team, a lot of games have had where they've played, 3-4 good innings to start, and then just had a rough spot somewhere along the line where things have gotten away from them. That's 5, 6, 7 run inning, and too many games where that's happened. They've competed in some, but in others have been blown out. And Davey hitting it to the right side, and it'll just squeak through. It's going to score the first run of the game. Pretty good effort over there by Stokowski. He just got the tip of his glove on it, but it'll be a base hit for Davey. And Isaac Moore is around to score. It is 1-0 Centennial. Had a long way to go to get that one.
Yeah, he hit it off the handle and kind of chopped to the second baseman. He got a good stop, but with 2 outs, the runners are running hard.
So Davey aboard at first. Treadle gets over to third. Brian Pearson will be the hitter now for Centennial. Hitting .256 so far this year. 1 double, 1 run batted in. See if they think about getting the runner started. Pitch is taken inside for a ball. Taken for a strike there. Not a whole lot of lead. I'm not getting the impression that Davey will be running from first baseman, and maybe not their fleetest guy. And also, you just want to give Pearson a chance to knock a run in here. Little dribbler off the end of the bat goes foul.
Yeah, the first and third situation, it's with. Even if we don't have a fleet of foot person on first, you can still probably have a couple of different options to run plays offensively to try and get a pitcher to throw over somewhere. But you're right, it doesn't look like Davey's doing a whole lot over there.
He is going this time. Pitch is taken up high for a ball. They're going to throw down, and the run is going to score as the throw was short hopped there. Stokowski trying to dig it out, and Treadle will swipe a base on the back end of the double steal. So it's 2-0 now, Centennial.
You can see Park Center had a play on. They had the shortstop covering second baseman to cut off the throw, turn around and throw it back, but they weren't able to get the catch and throw behind the mound.
Pearson chopping that one back foul. Hard to say whether Park Center would have had a decent shot at the play at the plate there, but the throw was so low that there really wasn't an opportunity to do anything with it. Little change up here, and it's hit well out to left, but playable. Drifting over for the catch there is Traeger, and the Cougars are done in the top of the first, but they do come up with 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We have played a half inning here at Park Center, and Centennial now leading it by a score of 2-0. Park Center getting their first time with the bats, and here's the lineup for Coach Oronsky today. Tony Seifert, the right fielder, leads it off. Tanner Stein, the DH, hitting second. Andy Brown at first base hits third. Dan Hansen, the third baseman, hitting fourth. Kyle Schnobrick in center will hit fifth. Brian Machado, the shortstop, hits sixth. Then it's Chris Huss, the pitcher. Sean Stakowski, the second baseman, and Ryan Traeger, the left fielder, who made that catch to end the top half of the inning. And here's the defensive alignment for Raleigh Gertson and the Cougars. We've got Moore at third base, Hagan at short, Kuzel at second, and Davey at first. Pearson, Treadle, and Panice in the outfield. Greenswig is the catcher. And doing the pitching today for Centennial is right-hander Colton Stevens. He got the win in relief against Maple Grove the other day. And they were telling me that he's kind of been mainly their middle relief guy, but they've gotten some good starts lately, so haven't needed him as much. So they told him, well, we'll give you an opportunity here. He's worked 9 innings this year, a 2.33 earned run average for him so far. And his record up to this point.
Well, it's a different mindset when you're handed the ball 45 minutes before the game and you know you're going to go out there and throw, as opposed to coming in the middle of a game. So good to change it up, give him an opportunity to mentally prepare for a start.
There's a look at Coach Oronsky. Both of these guys, in fact, are in their second seasons as head coach at their respective schools, and obviously a little different thing this year around for Brian. He had a very veteran group last year when he came in, a group that had kind of grown together at the youth and varsity levels and had some success. They faded later in the year, but not many guys back from that team that are still in their lineup. So mostly new group. Here's Tony Seifert stepping in, and Stevens' first pitch taken low for a ball. And fastball misses in. Stevens, kind of a tall drink of water out there on the mound for Centennial. He looks awful big up on top of that hill, doesn't he? There's a strike.
Yeah, he's got that flat brim hat and he stands tall, long legs.
Slashed foul and out of play. You know, a little bit of a challenge I'm thinking too for Centennial to, you know, let's keep the intensity that we had when we played a Maple Grove or an Elk River. Obviously they can see that Park Center's had some struggles this year and not really probably what they'd consider a big rival in baseball, but there's a called third strike on a pitch that nearly hit his shoelaces here. We saw a Centennial batter or two that thought they were the zone was a little large, and I think Seifert might now agree.
Yeah, that's a tough one. The low zone, but then there's the balls that hit the dirt. So we'll have to see if that stays consistent.
Tanner Stein takes the ball. You know, most of the time as a coach, you tell your guy, come on, you got to protect what. But if you see that replay, you would not have told your guy to swing at that pitch.
Nope, that's not what you want him doing.
And driven well out to center by Stein, but well positioned out there for the Cougars is Treadle. So 2 gone here in the bottom of the first, and Andy Brown will step in here for Park Center. Andy, one of those guys back from last year, and been off to a pretty decent start this year with the bat. Strike one as Stevens hits the outside corner with that one. Be a nice feeling for him to be staked out that lead a little bit and relax a little bit more out there probably.
Just mix in the off-speed pitch in the second one. it's really been impressive over the last 4, 5, 6 years in high school baseball. If you able to see the tandem working together, you can see the pitch call, pitcher gets it, and you can really see the catcher setting up. They're really working on pitch location all the time.
Misses low with that one. Brown looking to get something started with 2 outs here for Park Center in the bottom half of inning number 1. They trail at 2-0. And strike 2. Chop foul at the plate. Hansen waiting on deck here if Brown can keep the inning alive for PC. And almost hit him with that off-speed pitch there. That's one where if you're maybe the number 9 hitter or something, you say, I probably should take that one in the arm, but you know their number 3 guy wants to swing the bat. And it is slashed out to right field, and that is going to be down for a hit. First base hit of the ball game for Park Center as Andy Brown goes with the pitch and tags it solidly to right. I actually thought for a moment off the bat that one might have a chance to find a gap a little bit there.
Yeah, I thought that was a double off the bat as well.
Michael Fenice did a good job of angling, taking a little bit of a wider route to be able to cut that ball off, and he actually got to it with no trouble. So runner on first, 2 outs. Dan Hansen will step in, and Dan's been really hitting the ball according to Coach Wronski this year. He's hit over 500 and a talented ball player. They were pretty high on him coming into the season, I know. And he stings this one to center field. It's going a ways, but going to be playable and caught by Tucker Treadle. So a couple pretty well hit balls for Park Center. They end up with just the 1 base runner though. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left on. We've played an inning full here in Brooklyn Park. Centennial leading Park Center 2-0.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Just a beautiful afternoon for baseball here. A little bit of a breeze. The sun's out. Temperature's good. That's what these guys have been waiting for. It's actually been a pretty good spring for the most part. And obviously, we've had some rain mixed in, but compared to the last year or two, this has been much better. We don't have the huge number of backlog of rescheduled games either.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good spring. Teams were able to get outside. There was a week there where everybody was outside for a few days, and it got cold again, but also, the fields got in better shape faster. Fields are greener, not as much snow melt to get rid of, so those fields look better.
Keaton Kuzel takes a ball there as he squared around. He's had a little bit of a struggle to start the year, hitting at 190. It does have 1 triple to his credit. He's also walked 5 times. Fouling this one back. Huss with the 1-1 pitch, and that one's in the dirt. So 2 balls and a strike here. Van Ice and Greenswig will follow for Centennial here in this top half of inning number 2. Pounds it on the ground, right at the second baseman there, and Stakowski throws him out. 1 gone here in the second. It's kind of a routine grounder here. Stakowski positioned well and easily gets him, and Michael Van Ice will be the hitter now for Centennial.
Well, we've talked during the break about Huss's velocity is not very high at all, but he's able to keep the ball down, and people are out front, so they can't hit the ball particularly hard.
Down to short, and that one is going to get through. Van Ice will take a turn, but hang on. Machado, I think, will have to score that one as an error there. And so, runner on first with 1 out. Had to go to his right a little bit, but he just didn't get his feet set there and kind of stabbed at the ball a little bit. So E6, Noah Greenswig will be the batter. Flip to first, and Van Ice back in. Don't have him listed in the stats, so I'm wondering if that might have been his first hit of the year for Van Ice. So also looks like a guy who could steal a bag for you. Maybe he's getting a pretty good lead. First pitch taken for a strike.
Well, Park Center's playing the batter to be late on the ball. Second baseman's playing right between the bag. Shortstop hugging the bag. And given Huss's velocity, they must be staying outside. They'll probably stay away from him, so they'll hit the ball to the right side.
Little chop foul toward the Park Center dugout.
There's a big gap between shortstop and third base. If I'm the batter, that's where I'm looking right there. Now they're spreading out a little more defensively.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, the shortstop playing a little bit deeper as well. The bunt really not an issue anymore. Pounded down toward third. Gonna come across to first, and just got him with a nice dig there at first by Brown as Hansen hesitated a little bit. Van Ice got a pretty good break, and I'm not sure they weren't maybe a touch late covering perhaps as he looked at second. I think when he first got this ball, his intent was to go to second, but realized it was going to be too close and ends up throwing across the diamond and barely getting the out.
Yeah, it was a nice pick at first base, but you're right. He either thought about it or he double pumped. I couldn't tell if he had trouble getting out of his glove or he just changed his mind, but took too long to get to second.
Dylan Hagan fouling it down the left field line. In a way, you're disappointed you don't get the lead runner, but the fact that you at least get the out is big. There's a look at Raleigh Gertzen, the Cougars head coach. He's been a Legion coach for quite some time and had been a JV coach as well. And second year with their Cougars varsity. He just fouled past third. So Hagan, who struck out his first time up, an RBI opportunity here with 2 outs. And Hagan lifting it out to right field, and the catch made out there for the Pirates by Seifert. So Centennial is done in the second inning. No runs, no base hits. There was 1 Park Center error and 1 left aboard. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It is still 2-0 Centennial.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And welcome back here to Park Center High School, along with Rick Rexroth. I'm Jay Wilcox as we go to the bottom half of the second. Kyle Schnobrick, Bryce Machado, and Chris Huss will hit for Park Center against Colton Stevens, a Centennial righty. First pitch over for a strike to Schnobrick, who's just been cleared fully to play the field now after a knee injury. ACL tear, in fact, I believe is what it was. And off the end of the bat, lifting it to short left, and it's actually going to be the shortstop ranging out to make the play as Hagan gets to it. Thought there was a possibility that would be sort of in no man's land there, but it didn't get much beyond the infield, and well read off the bat. That's the key here when you're going back for either the third baseman or shortstop. If you see it well right away, you've got a much better chance to get under it.
Yeah, that's definitely a shortstop ball. Third baseman's got to take a weird path, but you're right. He off the bat really well.
And that's a fair ball by Machado down the third base line. Goes after the first pitch and rips a shot down there. Moore making a lunge, but really no chance to get that one. And Machado, nice base hit.
Yeah,
with
well
one
hit.
out.
The third baseman's playing only 10 feet from the bag, and even with the dive, wasn't able to get to it. So, well hit, rip ball, and Pirates have an opportunity here in the second inning.
Chris Huss will be the batter now for Park Center, their pitcher. Over for a strike. If nothing else, you make the guy have to throw out of the stretch a little bit and change things up that way for him. And he's going to flip over to first.
Decent lead at first. Pitcher can help his cause a little bit here. If Chris Huss can put the ball in the play on the right side, their defense is pretty much straight up, playing even with the bag at second.
Able to dive back in again.
So maybe expecting a little bit of a possibility of a bunt, but
pounded to short, a chance to turn two. There's one, relay to first, dug out, and it is a double play. Nice job at first by Logan Davey, and they get the 6-4-3 double play to get out of the inning here. Nice turn as well, and Huss out by a step. So Park Center in the second, no runs, one hit, no errors, and no one left on base. 2 innings complete here at PC. It is 2-0 Centennial.
So I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
We head to the top half of inning number 3 as Centennial got a couple in the first, and they lead it 2-0 over Park Center here as they'll have Jordan Ewings, Isaac Moore, and Tucker Treadle, the 2-3-4 hitters coming up for Centennial against Huss. Kind of a tough one when you're that last batter of the inning, and you have to hustle down to first to try and beat the double play ball, and then you got to get back out there and throw right away too.
Yep, there's always conversations in high school about, I know a lot of coaches that even when the pitcher was a good player and would often play, they don't have them hit when they're pitching just so they don't have to worry about anything except getting the ball over the plate. But we mentioned where the Pirates are, and they need all hands on deck here.
pitch taken for a ball by Ewings, who grounded to second his first time up. Yeah, I'm a believer in, I mean, if you're, you know, maybe Eden Prairie or something where you got a million guys and they're all capable, that's one thing. But I don't think most teams are really in that position where you can be picky. If you've got a guy who can hit, you better have him in the lineup. Misses inside. That one's a strike. I asked Coach Wronski about, you know, the mental mindset of the guys after a tough start, and he said, I feel like they're, you know, here's a slicer out to left field. That's going to be in for a base hit on Ewings will be in at first. He said, I think we're still, you know, still upbeat, but he senses a little bit that the guys are, you know, kind of starting to doubt whether they can win some games or not. And he said, I think if we could just break through and pull out one that, you know, then the guys will start to feel a little bit better about, okay, we can win this game, not just stay in it. Isaac Moore will step up now. He had a double his first time up and came around to score. And he lifts this one out to center field, but it's going to hang up. And the catch made out there by Schnobrick for out number one. Outfielders have been fairly busy here in this game today.
Yep, their pitchers are both not high velocity, so people are out in front. The bats actually are making contact in front of the plate, and they tend to get underneath them. So you're right, a lot of outfield fly balls, even a couple short infield fly balls.
See, Treadle was walked intentionally, and he skies one to center field. Again, Schnobrick drifting over, and he will make the catch. So back-to-back hitters fly to center, and Logan Davey will step in for Centennial.
Well, if you're a pitcher Huss, you've got 2 pitchers and 2 outs. It makes for pretty efficient use of your pitches and your arm. So many kids want to overpower people and try and strike them out, but you've got 8 friends behind you to help you out.
Well, and there's no doubt it makes the fielders sharper when you're working relatively quick and throwing strikes and balls are being put in play. They're not losing concentration out there. And another one skied towards center. Schnobrick shaded him to right center, and he makes the catch. So 3 in a row out to Schnobrick. Cougars are done in the third. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. We head to the bottom half of inning number 3 here in Brooklyn Park. Centennial leading at 2-0.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Park Center will hit in the bottom of the third with the 8-9-1 hitters, Sean Stokowski, Ryan Traeger, and then Tony Seifert here as Stokowski, the second baseman, steps in against Colton Stevens, the Centennial right-hander. Both pitchers working pretty efficiently so far. That one taken for a ball. Stokowski's first at bat, but he's had some action in the field already. I think that'll be ready for that first time stepping in.
Yep, makes you feel comfortable in there. Get a feel for what the day feels like.
There's a strike. That one short hopping, 3 balls and a strike now to Stokowski. Park Center's gotten a hit in each inning, but never the leadoff guy, so they'd like to change that here. There's strike 2 though, 3-2.
Yeah, it's quite a little mix he's got here. He's seen a lot of pitches now, so he's got a good look at Colton Stevens.
And there's ball 4. So first walk of the game, Stokowski draws the leadoff walk, or excuse me, second walk of the game. They had the intentional walk in the Centennial half of the first. Traeger, the left fielder, will step up.
You mentioned having Stevens have to work out of the stretch a little bit last inning. Now he's got someone with looks like a little speed at first.
And number 9 hitter up there, so certainly wouldn't be a surprise to see something happening in terms of maybe a bunt here or hit and run or taken for a strike. So 0-1 count here to Traeger. See what kind of jump Stokowski's able to get if it's a bunt or even a straight steal. He is going, pitch in the dirt. Here comes the throw, and it is in plenty of time. Tag applied, and he is out. Noah Greenswig comes up throwing, and they get him rather easily down at second base. Hagen, the shortstop, applying the tag.
Yeah, this is 2 or 3 steps he's out by. That's quite a throw. Now, I don't know how fast he is running to second, but his lead was not big if that was a straight steal.
Up the middle, a long run to get it. Oh, and a heck of a play made there by Dylan Hagen. So Traeger is out 6-3. Boy, he went across second base to make this play.
Now, as good as a pickup this is, watch where his body is when he makes the throw. He's almost fallen forward and he's off balance. So that's high quality fielding and really good body control to make that good throw first.
So Seifert will be the batter here for Park Center. He takes ball 1 in the dirt. Boy, you think so much about pitching and about hitting, but making the plays in the field. First, you get a great throw from your catcher on a steal. Then you get a high quality play, above average play by your shortstop there, and all of a sudden you're sitting there with 2 outs and nobody on base. Pitcher's best friend, that's for sure. Down low there. There's a strike. Seifert was called out on strikes. Caught looking in the first inning. Hoping to change that here at the 3-1 count. Hits it hard to short, but gobbled up. Throw is over and in time. Dylan Hagen has himself an eventful and good inning in the field. Park Center in the third, no runs, no hits, and no one left on base. After 3 innings complete, it remains Centennial 2 and Park Center nothing.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We head to inning number 4 here. Centennial will have the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up as they look to build on a 2-0 lead. They scored 2 runs in the top of the first, and it, at that point maybe looked like they were in for a big offensive day, but Huss and his defense have done a good job, and meanwhile Centennial pitcher Colton Stevens and his defense have done an even better job, so they lead it by 2-0, and we've moved along pretty quickly here. Brian Pearson flied to left field his first time up, so 0 for 1. And drops a bunt down, but it is going to be foul.
Well, looking back over the scorebook through the innings,
Coach Ronsky, I think, asking if this ball hit the runner on the way up the baseline. Hard to tell from here. I know it got close, and he's going to ask and they'll confer with the base umpire. I'm going to guess if he didn't make an immediate signal that he didn't see it any different or see it either. He is going to be out. Yes, base umpire did see it hit him, and it indeed, and he's obviously out of the box. And now Coach Gertson's going to come down and give a little inquiry here, but Pearson is going to be out.
Well, and the good thing about the umpires is they made the right call. And as a coach, you always wonder if you saw it, why do you have to be asked to call it, is what I would want to ask the base umpire. But they got the call right, which is the most important thing.
Kuzel will be the hitter. And of course, there's kind of 2 parts to that equation, though, too, Rick, is, first of all, did it hit him? Second of all, is he clearly out of the batter's box at the time it hits him? And I think that replay indicated that, yes, indeed, that's true. That one in the dirt and blocked by Ellefson. Kuzel bounced to second base his first time up. That one got away from Huss a little bit, up high and out of the zone. See an exaggerated shift here for Park Center, and he got shortstop all the way behind second, and second baseman pulled way over, kind of daring him, and this ball hits him in the leg. So Kuzel was going to walk anyway, but he'll take a hit by pitch. And a runner aboard with 1 out. And you see it just grazing him there.
Graze him in the knee, though. We mentioned earlier Huss isn't throwing really hard.
So Fenice will be the batter here for Centennial. He reached on an error his first time up. Runner at first, 1 gone. Huss stepping off here. Flip over to first, and he's back in.
Well, I don't know if Huss is really that worried about him or if he's just frustrated that he put him on base, but
easily back in again. You know, you might say, okay, you're not coming close to picking him up, but you are forcing him to dive in the dirt, and I mean, the next time he's going to run, it's going to be that much harder to get himself going. Rip and a miss. The nice thing here, too, is, Rick, is that high school baseball, I've never, ever, ever, ever understood why at every major league game you throw to first, they boo. What is the deal? I mean, you have somewhere to
get
be,
him out.
or
Right, exactly. No game clock, no timers.
I mean, I can see runner is going this time. Here's the throw down, close, but he kicked the ball out. Ball not held, and actually the glove came off of Stakowski as Kuzel will swipe second base. It was going to be a bang-bang play, but you see his hard slide, and Stakowski not hanging on to the ball or the glove there. I think he probably was going to be safe anyway, but definitely would have been very close.
Yeah, the tag was made. It was made, I think, after over the bag, so I think you're right. It would have been safe, but so he had a nice little pop-up slide, so good base running there.
And lifted back foul and out of play. So Centennial swiping a bag to get a runner into scoring position here. And now the second out recorded. Called third strike on Funice, and out number 2 in the books. And Noah Greenswig will be the hitter. Greenswig bounced to third his first time up. Breaking ball misses. The Park Center's got to feel good about the job Huss has done out here, really. He's come in and given them some innings. I mean, that first inning gave up a couple hits, couple runs, but done a solid job of keeping them in the game. There's that slow breaking ball, and that one is in for a strike.
Yeah, if you can get that over, that makes your fastball that's not very fast look a lot faster when you can drop that almost, I call it 6-12. It's almost like a drop ball, just drops right in there.
And lays off that fastball up and out of the zone. Smack down towards second. Stakowski has the play and makes it. And the Cougars are done in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits. There were no errors, 1 left aboard. We have played 3.5 here at Park Center. It stays 2-0 Centennial here on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Tanner Stein will step in to lead things off for Park Center here in the bottom half of inning number 4 as they look to get some offense going against Colton Stevens. They've had a couple of singles and a walk, but not put anything on the board, of course, as of yet. Stein flied out to center field his first time up. And lines it over the third baseman's head for a hit. Stein is going to make the turn but hang on at first base with a solid single.
Well, he ripped that ball right over third baseman's head. It was curving. It was very fair ball. It was curving into that foul line. I was wondering if he was going to get by. He made a big turn, but you mentioned this last inning. Now they got somebody on with nobody out. They got to string a couple of these hits together to see if they can get a run across here.
And in a spot in the order that would be, you know, good for that to happen. And 3-hitter Brown up now, and now Hansen after him. Pitch in the dirt. Stein, no hanging on. And taken down low for a ball here by Brown, who did single his first time up. Park Center maybe sensing this an inning of opportunity here. Squaring around, takes a strike. Now Stein is going to second. Here's the throw down, and he is out. Kind of a delayed steal there. I think he was expecting bunt, and there may have been a missed sign somewhere along the way, and Stein easily thrown out. The only question would be whether the ball was held onto, and it was. So 2-3-6 on the putout. Park Center running themselves out of an opportunity maybe a little bit there.
Yeah, you could see Brown taking a look at the third base coach after the play, and coach gave him the wipe off, and I don't think he saw the wipe off.
Brown then singles to right, which kind of almost in a way hurts more to have, you know, what they could have had going there, but have to still shake that off here. Runner on first with one out. Dan Hansen will step in. So Brown is 2 for 2 today here for PC. And Hansen, a very capable hitter. Flied to center field his first time up. Breaking ball over for a strike.
Yeah, both pitchers are using that big curve, slow curve that drops in on them. Most of them using it on the inside part, not trying to get him to chase it outside very often.
Comes fastball here, and it's slashed into center field for a base hit. So 3 singles in a row, but the base running issue cost Park Center an out. So they have runners at first and second with one out. Hansen, I was just thinking of this to myself, you know, I wouldn't, Centennial obviously, you know, seeing Park Center for the first time, I'm not sure I would have in that spot not kind of worked real carefully to Hansen, because those are kind of their two most experienced and top hitters. But now Schnobrick will get a great opportunity here. First and second, one out for Park Center. And he hits the ball, and that one's going to be in for a base hit. They are waving Brown around. The throw is going to be cut off. They'll go to third with it and get the out at third as Hansen trying to dive in. So Park Center gets on the board. Brown scores. Schnobrick gets an RBI single, but they get the out at third base for out number 2.
Well, you got to tip your hat to Centennial here. They set up for the throw to home plate, which is everybody's thinking. The catcher took charge, first baseman was out there, and they cut off the throw and communicated right to throw it to third, and they got the out. So again, that's not an easy thing to do. A good field general out there, so they give up the run, but Centennial still playing well and getting the out on the base hit.
Machado will step in. He had a single his first time up. Pitch in the dirt, and Schnobrick's going to head for second, and he will make it with no problem. Wild pitch. So tying run to second now for Park Center.
Now Stevens has left the ball up a little bit here. All those hits to center field, those balls hit well, are up around the shoulder, up around the Pirates logo of the jersey. He's got to keep the ball down.
And lifted out. This is going to be playable for either the second baseman or shortstop. Maybe not. It's going to drop in, and a run will score. And nobody covering second, and Machado alertly will take second. It's a 2-2 ball game. So Centennial not able to squeeze that one, and Schnobrick scoring on the play, and Machado will be in at second alertly.
Well, it's a two-out hit, so the runner's going, but now you can see the second baseman, shortstop are out, and I don't want to pick on the pitcher because he's getting hit a little bit, but Stevens should be out there on the second base with those two middle infielders going after the ball.
Chris Huss is the batter, pounding it down to short. Throw across is in time for the out, but it's a good inning for Park Center in the fourth, even though they lost 2 runners on the bases. 2 runs in the inning for PC, 4 base hits. No errors in 1 that left the board. We've played 4 complete now, and we are even up 2-2 here, the Cougars and the Pirates.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
New ball game here, even up at 2 apiece as Park Center comes up with the big inning. And to a degree, they probably be thinking, what if here, as they had 2 guys thrown out on the bases. They could still be batting and having a much bigger inning. However, you have to be happy that you tied it up.
Yep, and Huss made the last out, but he's got to feel good being out there. He's stayed around the plate, which has kept him effective and kept him off balance and not able to get right on the pitch. So being out front most of the time against Huss, and when he's missed, most of the time he's missed low. So that's where you want to be.
Dylan Hagan, the shortstop, will lead it off here for the Cougars. He's had a strikeout, and last time around in the second inning, fly to right. Drives it foul down the third baseline. Well, Huss has only faced 4 batters in each of the last 3 innings after a little bit of a rocky first. So they've had base runners, but they've been able to limit them after that first one the next time. Then good opportunity there as the Shagger was still out there getting that other foul ball, Mitch Meyer. And driven to right center field. Schnobrick giving chase, going to be over his head. And Hagan will have at least 2 as it gets to the fence. He's going to go for 3, and he should make it with no trouble at all. Hagan in with a lead-off triple here in the 5th for Centennial. Ball just kept carrying. I think maybe fooled Schnobrick slightly, although I don't think he was going to have a play on this anyway, but it looked like he misread it just a touch as it went over his head.
Yeah, instead of going right to his left, he started coming into his left. He might have been able to hold up the triple to a double had he played a little better, but
Coach Ronsky's going to come out and talk with his team right now. They've got the lead run at third base, nobody out. Jordan Ewings is the hitter. And Huss has pitched well enough. I think this is more of a defensive kind of conference than really, saying we might take him out or anything like that.
Yep, and as we say that, there is a little bullpen action that just threw his first warm-up pitch, but I think they're basically out there to talk about defense. What are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? Who's got what side of the infield? Who's covering the bags? And maybe you'd ask them, how do we want to play? Do we want to play up in front, or do we want to play halfway back? Or like I said, the Pirates just getting a little action going in the bullpen.
Yeah, and you're in a spot where you're kind of in between here. Being that it's the 5th inning, I don't think you want to cost yourself a huge inning by being so worried about having to, to keep this runner at third. I don't want to say you just concede a run scoring here, but I don't think that it would serve them well to pull the infield all the way up and give up more hits that maybe wouldn't have been hits otherwise.
Yep, with the left-handed batter, looks like they got the corners playing even or up, so they might come home or check. They got the middle infielders playing where they normally would without runners on base, so kind of a halfway point here for the Pirates in their defensive stance.
Ewings 1 out of 2 at a single in the 3rd. Great RBI opportunity as the Cougars try to retake the lead. And this should get a run in at least as he drives it out to right center. Catch made, but easily tag up and score. Sacrifice fly for Ewings. Hagan is in, and it is 3-2 Centennial.
Oh, we've seen a lot of those fly balls, and that's Huss, nothing hurt there with Huss. That's what he's been doing all game. Just batter took care of business. That's what he needed to do, was bring in the run anywhere he could, and he got it done.
Ball wasn't hit all that different of a spot than Hagan. The one difference was that Schnobrick was shaded around a little more toward right this time, and it was hit a little bit less deep. Nice curveball over for a strike to Isaac Moore, who doubled in the first inning and then flied to center. Well, if you're Park Center here, you have to say, okay, they got that one, but let's bear down, get them out, and we've still got 3 more at-bats. Moved him off the plate with the pitch there inside. Treadle on deck here for Centennial as they quickly answered Park Center's 2-run bottom of the 4th with one so far here to start the 5th. Fastball over for a strike, just above the belt. 2-2 count now. Foul tip, and it's in the dirt. Ellefson trying to sell it by tagging him, but it definitely hit the dirt there and was contacted by the bat of Moore, so he just barely stays alive. Comes back with that slow breaking ball. This time Moore doesn't bite, and it's 3-2. And misses inside with the fastball, and Isaac Moore will draw a 1-out walk here for Centennial. Tucker Treadle will be the hitter. Squared as if to bunt, but takes a pitch way high for a ball. Really one of the first times, Rick, that it feels like Huss is, struggling a little bit with location. Not like he's all of a sudden lost it or anything like that, but generally been able to put the ball where he wants to for the most part. And this inning may be laboring just a little bit. And this one is hit out to center. Schnobrick turning and makes the catch. He has had himself a busy afternoon out there and makes the grab for out number 2. And Logan Davey will be the batter.
Well, ball's pretty well hit. Again, we mentioned earlier about the jump on the ball. He actually took a step in before he had to go back and get the ball. So I don't know if he's having trouble picking that ball up from the backstop area or what. But like you said, he's been the busy man on the field for the Pirates.
There's a strike, and it is, again, Schnobrick's first time out in the field today after recovering from that knee injury. Just got clearance to play the field. So they've given him a lot of opportunities out there today, that's for sure. Davey, you see, 1 for 2, singled in a run in the first. And now quickly behind 0-2 in the count, Hill.
Again, that off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate. It's an effective thing to do. Now he's off balance. He's got behind in the count, and we'll see if he stays away again.
Ooh, instead he hits him in the back. And Davey will be aboard.
Well, you mentioned the labor that was coming from Chris Huss. Obviously, 0-2, that's not what you want to do. Put the runner on base, so.
Yeah, I think, probably the idea is let's throw something inside and then maybe come back out. Davey will be aboard. Inside, and Davey is plunked. So Pearson will be the hitter here for the Cougars. 2 on with 2 out. And lifts it out to left field. And the catch made drifting over there is Traeger. So Pearson out on 1 pitch. The Cougars, though, retake the lead here in the top of the 5th. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left aboard. We head to the bottom half of inning number 5. Centennial leading Park Center 3-2.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Good ball game here at Park Center. Centennial leading the Pirates 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. The 8, 9, and 1 slots coming up for Park Center. Sean Stakowski, Ryan Traeger, and Tony Seifert, the scheduled batters for Park Center against Colton Stevens, the Centennial righty who seemed to be sailing along pretty good, but then in the fourth inning, Park Center hit him pretty well. Not only did they get those 2 runs, but they also had 2 guys thrown out on the bases, or that could have been certainly a much bigger inning than it turned out to be.
Yeah, they hit the ball hard 5 or 6 times. So again, about location.
Pop back up, foul toward the backstop, and a nice play to get to it and make the grab there as Greenswig gets all the way back. He really had only, he ran out of room. He wasn't going to be able to take really any more steps, but he found the ball right away.
Yeah, he tracked really well.
I'm always amazed by how catchers are able to locate that ball, because if you don't see it right away, your chances of finding it are not very good. But he did a really good job, and he didn't worry about the fence either. He there's a warning track, so he got to where he needed to be and made a good play. And it's another one of those where you look at that as an out that you get that, is kind of a bonus out on a nice play like that.
And there's lots and lots of hard practice that comes into doing that. Almost 90% of the time that ball's spinning really hard, and it's actually coming back into the field. That ball might have been into the fence and then spins back, so he played it very well.
There's a strike to Traeger. Top of the order due next here for PC after Traeger, as they can't see if they can get something started here after one is out. Chopper to the pitcher, and Stevens fires to first base to get Traeger. So 2 gone here in the fifth. Showing some confidence, I think, in Stevens in that, they brought him back out for this 5th inning after he'd given up some hits in that 4th and tie game, but apparently still feeling good, still throwing good, so he's back out there and chance to win himself another ball game here. Seifert 0 for 2 today.
It was that kind of pitch that got him in trouble last inning, leaving that ball up around the label. He said if he can follow through and get that ball down, it'll be okay. Not quite that much, though.
2-0 now to Seifert.
No, neither pitcher has really gone into a lot of deep counts. There's been a walk and a hit by pitch here and there, but really efficient. The batters are swinging, the fielders are fielding. It hasn't been a lot of long at-bats for either side.
Popped up. And out on the edge of the grass there to make the play, second baseman Kuzo. So a 1-2-3 inning thrown by Stevens in the 5th. Park Center, no runs, no hits, and no one left. We have played 5 full. It is 3-2 Cougars.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
See our line score for this one. Centennial a pair in the first inning. Park Center got 2 in there, half the 4th, but then Centennial a run on a sac fly in the 5th. They lead at 3-2 as we head to inning number 6. The bottom third of the order coming up for Centennial. Kuzel, Fenice, and Greensweg, the scheduled hitters. And Huss is still on the mound here for Park Center. Kuzel stroking it out to center. Schnobrick a long run, but he's not going to get there. He was shaded slightly around toward right. And that one will drop in for a base hit. And Kuzel leads off the 6th with a single.
Well, it's well hit, but it's like you said, he was not playing him straight up and wasn't able to get over there, cut the ball off or catch it.
So Fenice will be the hitter here. And that one nipped him. That's going to be a hit by pitch. So 2 runners aboard now for Centennial. Didn't hit him hard. I think it was maybe even possibly off the sleeve a little bit, but and now conference time on the mound for Park Center. We might be seeing Huss remove. Yep, just caught him.
Yeah, it maybe got more nylon than it did skin, but it did make contact.
And Huss is going to be removed here. We will have a new pitcher coming in for Park Center. 27, Riley Peterson, I believe, is going to get the call. He's already out there anyway. He thinks he's coming in at least. And Huss gets a hand here from Park Center fans as he will work 5+ innings here today. We will take a quick break as the reliever warms up and come back with more baseball here from Park Center on 12 Sports.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
New pitcher for Park Center is going to be Dan Hansen, moving over from third base. There was some confusion with the Pirates too because Peterson had been warming up and he's going to come. He came in to play third base, and Hansen will move over from third to pitcher for Park Center. And he comes in a tough spot here. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Noah Greensweg is the hitter for Centennial. And a pickoff play on at second, but easily back in as Kuzel, as actually the shortstop was over there first, and then he ran away to try and fool the base runner as second baseman snuck in behind. Bunt, foul, and a nice grab in the bleachers there. See if they're still bunting here. Looks like it. It's bunted in the air, and it's going to be foul. That was a tough one. You come high tight with a fastball. Greensweg almost maybe protecting himself with the bat more than anything, and a tough ball to get down. So that's good news for Hansen. They would have preferred, obviously, to be able to catch the ball, but still they get it to 0-2 and probably take away the bunt here, I would think. Well, although Park Center's not convinced of that. The third baseman's way in. High fastball. Hansen obviously throws harder than Huss, so Centennial will have to get the bats adjusted to that a little bit. Sharp breaking ball, but it misses. Breaking ball knocked past third and in for a hit. It should score a run. Bobbled in left field too. And the throw will come into third as Kuzel scores. And it is 4-2 Centennial. Greensweg coming through with a big base hit here. Going to see a courtesy runner for the catcher as well. Score that as a single and then an error in left to allow the runners to move up. So base hit plus an error moves him to second. And catch the number there. Courtesy runner coming in I believe it's number 8, Kyle Hastings, running for the catcher at second base. So Fenice over to third, runners at second and third. Dylan Hagan to third, and that one's going to get right through Peterson. One run in. Here comes run number 2. Hastings throw to the plate, not quite in time. And Centennial increases the lead now to 6-2.
Well, the kid that they brought in when Huss came off the mound is this third baseman, and now he's had 2 balls hit right at him. That's another tough ball right at him. But the ball's being hit harder here than it even was since we saw from the Centennial Cougars since the first inning.
Jordan Ewing's the batter now. Fastball inside. Score that last one was an error on Peterson there. So Ewing's 1 out of 2 with a sac fly. Cougars breaking this one open a little bit. Well, we talked about with Coach Wronski how they've one bad inning has often been their downfall in a game, and there's a strike. Rip and a miss. Interesting too. I think Park Center really sensing an opportunity to win this game, so bringing in a high quality reliever like Hansen to try and give themselves a chance. It just didn't quite work out, at least so far. Missed high and away with that one. And lifted out to left center. And drifting over to make the catch there is Traeger, so they finally get that first out of the inning. And Isaac Moore will be the batter here for Centennial. Moore doubled back in the first inning, and he came around to score, a breaking ball up high. Hansen almost seemed like maybe he was a little too fired up. You could tell he was coming in there eager, and he hasn't pitched poorly, but struggling a little bit with his release point at times. There's a strike. Pounded to third, and that one's going to get through Peterson. Another run will score. Digging for second is Moore. There'll be a play. Did he avoid the tag? Yes. Ball was there, but he is able to just slip in around it.
Yep, the ball came in on the inside part of the bag, and he was sliding to the outside part of the bag, and you can see the ball get past Peterson there at third again. The ball comes on the inside part of second base, and he slid to the outside part and slid right around it. Ball beat him there, but
yeah, you see
make the tag.
Great job avoiding. So E5 on that play. Here's the bunt by Treadle. Picked up by Hansen, fires to first and gets the out there. And Moore advances to third, so sacrifice is successful there. 2 gone in the inning, but they get another runner to third. 7-2 Cougars. Davey will be the batter. Curveball over for a strike. Telling Schnobrick come in a few steps here. Out in center. Fastball up high and out of the zone. Well, Park Center, a couple more at bats to try and battle back. They're right in this one for a long time. Schnobrick out in center will get another opportunity, and he makes the catch. But Centennial does some damage in the 6th inning as they come up with 4 runs in the inning on a couple of base hits. Park Center committing 3 costly errors. And there was 1 left aboard. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 7-2 Centennial.
So I got this new family, And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Park Center now trailing at 7-2, right in this ball game for the most part, but then Centennial getting 4 in their half of the sixth. So PC, good spot in their order coming up though, as Colton Stevens still out there on the mound for Centennial. He had a rough fourth, but then worked a 1-2-3 fifth. Tanner Stein, the DH, hitting here. One for two, as you saw, and takes the ball inside. And pops him up. Shortstop Dylan Hagan calling and making the catch here for Centennial. If you're stepped away for a moment or just joining us, they did have one that was definitely harder than that, but one that fell in on a ball like that. So this time Hagan was going to be real sure that he was calling out loud and making sure that it was going to be his ball there. So Andy Brown, who's done a good job today with a couple of singles for PC, will try and keep that going. Takes it in the dirt, and that one looks like it caught the bare hand of catcher Greenswig there.
Well, catchers, it's not a good day behind the plate if you only have a bruise or two on the body when you're done.
That's the thing. I'm guessing right now he's feeling like, boy, I really hope I don't need to make a throw anytime real soon, because this hand, you know.
I wonder if the conversation for the catcher is more a chance to get him loosened up there a little bit.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the case, that he's saying, gosh, my hand, I don't think I could throw the ball if I had to right now.
I'm actually surprised the home plate umpire didn't clean off the plate, even if it wasn't dirty. You usually have a little agreement between catchers and umpires. If somebody takes a ball off the shin or something, they give them a little extra time.
Thing is, it's such a tough position too. You know, you don't, at this point in the game, you don't want to sub somebody in for him because they'd be coming in cold and probably not as good a catcher as him on, you know, being their starter today. So most of the time, coaches kind of expect catchers to be pretty tough back there and stay in there.
Yep, they're exactly right. That's what you expect them to do. It's smart that he went out there to the mound, take a little time to get it in a good spot. But like I said, you're a backstop and you're going to take a beating sometimes.
Brown, a little tapper down to third, and the throw across is in time. Isaac Moore's throw is a little bit up the line, but still a catchable ball there for Davies. So 2 gone, and Dan Hansen, the pitcher, will bat now for PC. Probably fortunate for them that Brown wasn't quite there yet, or that one might have been a big collision. A couple guys moving sort of in opposite directions, the first baseman reaching for it. Hansen lifting it out to center field, and it is playable and caught. So the Pirates go 1-2-3 in the 6th, no runs, no hits, and no one left. We head to inning number 7 with the Cougars leading at 7-2.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
We head to inning number 7 here for Park Center and Centennial. The Cougars leading at 7-2. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Centennial to start the 7th. There's our new shortstop, Brenton Brocky. He comes in, and moving over from short to third is Machado. So the pinch hitter is Levi Falk for Centennial. Hanson still out there on the mound. Falk batting in the number 6 spot in place of Pearson here. High topper in front of the plate. Hanson up with it. Low throw, but dug out. And Falk is out 1-3 here to start the 7th. Kuzel is going to bat for himself here, or for Centennial. Nice hustle by Hanson. Obviously an infielder when he's not pitching. And throw was low, but dug out of there over at first by Brown. Fastball on the inside part of the plate, strike 1. Kuzel 1 out of 2 today. Also reaching when he was hit by a pitch. Drives this one foul down the right field line. Hanson misses high and away with that fastball, trying to get him to chase. And a called third strike. Nice breaking ball there. And Kuzel is caught looking for out number 2, and Fenice will be the hitter for Centennial. See, Fenice has actually been on twice as he reached on an error and was hit by a pitch. So it's kind of one of those days where, okay, you don't have any base hits, but you still feel like you've kind of been a productive part of the offense. Yeah.
Yep. Came around to score in the 6th inning, part of that rally.
And there's a liner into right field. Will be a base hit for Fenice. So we said he didn't have any hits, but he changes that with that swing right there. So a 2-out base runner here for Centennial, and Greensweg will be the hitter. Haven't really had a lot of base hits going the opposite way here. Guys have hit the ball up the middle and quite a few to that left side, but that time stayed with it, drove it to right. Greensweg will be the hitter, and he takes a strike. Came through with a big hit last inning in that 4-run 6th. And he drives it out to right field, but it's going to hang up, and the catch made out there right by Seifert. So the Cougars are done in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. One more chance for Park Center. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Cougars 7, Pirates 2 here on 12 Sports.
So I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
And we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning here, and Colton Stevens on the mound still for Centennial. As we said, maybe if you were looking in the 4th, you might have thought, you know, he wouldn't still be out there by now, but 1, 2, 3, 5th and 1, 2, 3, 6th kind of lowers that pitch count, confidence level high for both him and the staff with him, so they're going to let him try and finish this one off.
Well, and he's following in the pathway of the other starters. You mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that he didn't, as a middle reliever, didn't get a lot of work because they got a lot of good starting pitching, and looks like the Cougars have another decent starting pitcher as well.
Schnobrick takes ball 1 in the dirt, 1 for 2. That one's a strike. And outside with that one. And drives this one out to center, and that'll be in for a base hit. So Schnobrick smokes a single to begin inning number 7.
Well, that's the way you want to start the inning. Hit the ball hard, get runners on base.
Matt Sporey is going to run for Schnobrick. Again, we said he's had the coming back off a knee injury, so Sporey pinch runs at first. Bryce Machado is the hitter. He started the game at shortstop and then moved over to third in that last inning. And Machado's been good today, single and a double. It's a good thing about baseball here. You're not going to run out of time. It's until there's 3 outs recorded. Park Center is still in this one, and the first pitch will be in the dirt. And Sporey will move down to second on a wild pitch. And Coach Gertson's going to call time here. Go talk to his pitcher and perhaps remove him.
Yep, don't know if it looks like there's somebody following him. I'm not sure. He's got somebody in mind.
And indeed that is going to be it, though. Great effort by Colton Stevens here as he will be replaced on the mound by Dan Stein for Centennial. As Stein comes in to warm up, we'll step aside and come back with more of our ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. It's still 7-2 Centennial. And welcome back. As you see, Dan Stein, the new pitcher, he's worked 4 innings so far this year, allowing 1 hit, 1 walk, and a couple of strikeouts, and a 0.00 earned run average. Machado stepping in. Takes it down low for a ball. And lifted out to center field. It's going to hang up, though, and the catch made. As Treadle has been relatively busy out there in center as well, like his counterpart Schnobrick. And so 1 out, and now the batter will be Brockie, the shortstop, getting his first at bat in the number 7 spot. He came in. Huss was the original hitter in this order, in this spot in the order, I should say. And we're going to have a balk called here, it looks like. Yep.
He didn't like something he did with his chin, I think. Or maybe moved his shoulders. Can't know exactly what he did. We're going to find out here maybe.
So coach comes out, gets an explanation, but the balk will move him to third, so no pitch there either. There's a strike. And pops it up. Uh-oh, could be a collision there. Nearly was, but Stein, the pitcher, will make the grab in foul territory. And so 2 outs here. Stakowski will be the batter. Another look at it here. Good job avoiding him there. That one would have been interesting, as presumably would have been called interference on the runner, but it was one of those that's not a sure thing.
Yeah, he's entitled to the base path most of the time.
Stakowski takes a strike. And lifts this one back foul and out of play, and it is 0-2. And that one is in the dirt, and it's going to score a run as Spory will come in to score on the wild pitch. Despite the effort there of Greenswig, not able to block that one, so Park Center gets its 3rd run of the ball game. So not quite out of it yet here. 1-2. And a rip and a miss. Stakowski down on strikes, and Stein closes it out for Centennials. They'll pick up the win. Park Center does get 1 run in the inning on 1 base hit, and no one left on base. So, Rick, that the one bad inning that Park Center talked about kind of did cost them here, as they give up 4 in the 6th. Overall, played a pretty solid game up until that point, and we're right in it against what appears to be one of the better teams in the Northwest Suburban.
Yep, they got a decent start from Chris Huss for the Pirates. He was able to keep the ball down. They put a lot of balls in play, but didn't hit a lot of them very hard. And there were 2 innings where the Pirates had a rally going. They kind of ran themselves and missed a sign in 1 inning. Could have cost them a run or 2, but some positive things for the Pirates, and except for, like you said, that big inning cost them here in this ball game.
Centennial, for them, taking care of business. Again, they get another victory. They got one coming up, a non-conference game against a good team with Mounds View here later this week as well. Hope you've enjoyed today's ball game. It was a pretty good one. Centennial winning it 7-3 over Park Center. For Rick Rexroth and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Park Center.
Come on, North!